This is TwanRap the Mummy, and you are now watching More Life and Lyrics. The song I'm giving you today is The Spill, which was recently dropped on February 16th.
It's Mr. Tired of being broke, pay his bills but ain't got money for his smoke. Mr. living on the edge and praising hope. The Lord knows what y'all don't. He has sacrificed his life to feed his folks. He's hungry but his seeds gotta grow. The Lord knows what y'all don't.
It's Mr. Tired of being broke, pay his bills but ain't got money for his smoke. Mr. living on the edge and praising hope. The Lord knows what y'all don't. I'm tired of working and just having enough money to pay my bills, but don't have enough money to actually provide for my habits that I have, you know what I'm saying? So, he has sacrificed his life to feed his folks. He's hungry, but his seeds gotta grow. The Lord knows what y'all don't. At the time when I wrote this song, all I had was just my son. I have a daughter and a son right now. And pretty much is saying like, I'm hungry, but my son needs to eat. So yeah, in order for me to even move further in life, I have to make sure my son is good first. So he's hungry, but his seeds gotta grow. The Lord knows what y'all don't. Had to calculate his distance. What if he went missing? Wonder who would miss him, choose the pen or penitentiary, listen. So with that line, it's pretty much just saying like, if I was to actually do something wrong in the streets and got booked, went to jail or something, I pretty much just thinking about who would actually miss me, rather it's my friends or my family. So it's pretty much either choose the pen or do something illegal and go to the penitentiary. So it's pretty much writing to get out of out of my situation that I'm in, or do something illegal to get out of the situation that I'm in and go to jail. This is how he visioned life. He's never been dependent type. He'll penalize anything that should rise before his eyes. He's in his time ticking. Okay, so with that bar, is pretty much what I'm saying is that, you go through a bunch of obstacles in life, and in order for me to keep going, I have to drown out pretty much what's stopping me. So he'll penalize anything that should rise before his eyes. He's seen his time ticking. It's pretty much just saying like, I'm getting older, so all the BS that's given to me is like, that's tossed out the window. Like, I'm not even worried about that. Like, that's nonsense to me. Time's limit and his sedition, his 10 to 6 wasn't helping, his penny pinching, his heart's frigid. Working my either 9 to 5, 10 to 6, 11 to 7, it doesn't matter, just a regular job, like, was not helping me. So in order for me to prosper, I felt like I had to go out and get more, because my 9 to 5 was just wasn't working for me. So I started doing illegal shit. So we ain't gonna talk about that though. Don't participate in auditions. He'll play the part if God gives it. His raw talents is fortunate. A raw nigga from the start. Built a stew and called it culinary arts. Computer crashed and all his recipes was lost. Though necessities was destiny at thought. Had a nigga swigging liquor in the dark to cool off. And within those bars, it's just pretty much saying like, so listen, don't ever come to me asking me about doing the show, but you gotta sell such and such amount of tickets. You gotta do this in order for you to get on the bill or whatever. Like, I'll participate if you ask me and you're paying up front. If you're telling me that you're getting paid for it, then I'll participate I'll participate in it for the most part. But other than that, I don't want to hear it. Don't participate in auditions. He'll play the part if God gives it. His raw talents is fortunate. So where I said a raw nigga from the start, I'm part of the Ross formation, which is, we have a large group of people, about 11 of us. So I'm part of the Ross formation. So I said a raw nigga from the start. Built a stew and called it culinary arts. Computer crashed and all his recipes was lost. Me and my homie Trigno, we had a studio in the basement of my homie Marshawn's grandmother's house. I had woke up one morning and went downstairs to record, and everything was fucking gone. Like everything was gone. Like beats, lyrics, songs that we recorded, everything was gone. So that's why I said build the stew and called it culinary arts. The stew meaning the studio, but like a stew that you eat. All the recipes was the stuff like here in Columbus, what we call cooking up. It's pretty much been in the studio with producers and rappers, and we cook up beats and stuff like that. So those necessities was destiny and thoughts. Had a nigga swigging liquor in the dark to cool off. So like after I lost everything, I was sitting there just thinking about how am I gonna regain, how am I gonna make a comeback from this? Like we had hits and everything that we lost. So it just pretty much, I was drinking, coating, trying to fill my feelings with some positivity, you know, in order for me to move forward. You know a lot, but you don't know a single thing about a nigga. Out to get it, that's the thing about a nigga. Give a thanks, but they don't give a single thing to all niggas. Got me standing on the stage, spilling pain to y'all niggas. So within the hook, it's just like you see who I am when you first meet me, but you don't know what I'm actually going through. Having thoughts about his motive. Know his son, the only thing that keeps him going. Suicidal mind be constantly in motion, trying to slow it. So I have a son, like I said, he's 4 years old. It was a point in time in my life where I felt like I was useless. So he was like the only person who actually, you know, kept me moving forward in life, because I thought about giving up so many times. I thought about committing suicide so many times because I felt like I was like I said before, useless to the world. Like, what is my point of even being here if I can't, you know, do anything right? He was fired from his job like 3 times in a row. I guess the system want to see him selling dope. The Lord knows what y'all don't. I actually had, like I was working at Kroger, right? And I was working there for almost 5 years. I was 5 minutes late, and they literally fired me because I was 5 minutes late. And I was making money. Like, nigga, listen, I was making hella money. Like, $17.70 when you like 19, 20 years old, you was making a lot of money. So, yeah, I got fired from Kroger, and then I had moved on to another job, and I got fired from there for time and attendance, and I went to another job, and I got fired from there from being under the influence. Like I went to work, I was drunk one time, and I was high, but I was trying to recover from some shit that happened the day before, and like they ended up drug testing me and I got fired. So when I say I got fired from this job like 3 times in a row, that's some true shit. Like I literally got fired 3 times in a row. Had his niggas on his back telling them no, like who the fuck gonna raise your son if you get smoked, or who the fuck gonna tell your moms the police wouldn't let you go, or how you serving 3 to 5 before you even come back home. The Lord knows what y'all don't. So after I end up getting fired from my job, I was just planning on selling work, you know, to get me out of this jam that I'm in. And I had my homies was telling me like, nigga, listen, you got a child to provide for. Like, how you gonna provide for them if you in jail? Or how is anybody gonna call your mom and tell her that you went to jail because of some stupid shit that you did? All he wants is to be loved for what he know best, and the loyal bitch to sew the broken heart inside his chest. Build him up, erase the stress, want for more than just the sex. He learned the lesson, now it's time to teach the next. He manifests to count his blessings. I was like in a relationship with my baby moms and shit, and for some time. Everything went downhill, man. Like, she's the reason like I'm in the situation I'm in now. Like, I don't want to put all our business out there like that, but the reason why I was going through depression, the reason why I was suicidal at the time. So I just wanted somebody who actually wants me for the person that I am, who loves me for what I do, and no, just somebody who can actually connect with me, somebody that's compatible with me. He learned his lesson, now it's time to teach the next. He manifest and count his blessings, saw the future bright as if it was projected. Made the niggas who thought lesser second guess it. Disappeared for 3 years, but now he's showing unexpected. I've been through some things, so now I'm here to teach you through my music. And for you to understand that this is something that you don't have to go through. I hope you take what you hear in my story and use it like in everyday life and understand like there's obstacles out here that you can actually avoid. You just gotta find a way to diffuse all the problems and, you know, move on in life, man. I've been rapping since like 2010, and my son was born in 2013. After he was born, I took 3 years off for the sake of him. Is the reason why I took the time off, because me and his mom was getting into it too much about me not being there and actually spending too much time with my friends and out at events and stuff like that. Yeah, I took the time off to spend with my son, but I continued to write, to make music and all that other good stuff. So this for more than just a check, breaking records in your neck. He said he'll die for his respect. Most of y'all who rip rejection, scrutinized the human test, read the lies within the message that was sent to make us stress and got the best of it. I do this rap stuff from the heart. However you want to put it, like I do this shit because I love it. I don't do this shit for money. Like I can literally do shows and not get paid for it just because I like to stand on the stage. But still, like when you get to a certain point in your life, like you've been doing this shit for so many years, you expect to get paid from it. So most people, like, you know, you get rejected in life and you just be okay with it, you know. You move forward, keep going about it. But me, no, if I want something, I'm going to get it, you know. I'm going to work until I get the shit, regardless how it ends up, what the ending look like. I'm going to work until I get the shit. So I feel like the politics pretty much set us up for failure. I mean, the government, the politics, all of them pretty much set us up for failure. And I say us as me as a black man. A young black man at that. It's really hard out here for us to actually do anything or move forward in life. So, heritage infested by the shit they telling. Recognize we steady felling, steady selling. Hope and then it's dope and then it's motherfucking flow. Just to live a fucking life and try to do what others don't. Know it's cool to be different, but know the real is in your soul. And that was all that nigga wrote and told me spill it to you. So, like I was saying before, like me as a black man, my culture, I feel like we're infested by the stuff that's being told to us. You know, I feel like we live by rules that was meant to set us back in life. So, for instance, designer clothes and shit like that. You know, gold watches or diamond watches, diamond chains and shit like that. Like, we don't need that stuff to feel like we're accepted in life. Like, we don't need all the fine jewelry and the designer clothes and shit like that for us to feel important in life. Like, we need to just venture off, save money, give back. Shit like that. Like, we need to help our community, man. Like, most of the people that I know, we praying and hoping that we getting to where we want to go in life. And then I know people, niggas that's literally out here selling dope still. 45 years, 50 years old, still selling dope in the streets, man. And then, you know, we got this rap shit. Like, and the rap industry, you know, is predominantly black people. Like, it's just, you know, hope, flow, and dope is the only thing that I really know to get us out the streets. That's how I feel it. Like I said, we trying to make money out here to do shit that we know people who's broke can't. So, like, and that was all that nigga wrote and told me spill it to you. The real comes from the inside of you, you know. People always say they real, I'm realist, but they feel like you trying to do what you got to do in order to fit in. But no, the real come from inside of you. Like, if you be the person that you are, literally, nobody can judge you because you are a different person than everybody else. So how can anybody judge you if you're not the same? You know a lot, but you don't know a single thing about a nigga. Out to get it, that's the thing about a nigga. Give a thanks, but they don't give a single thing to all niggas. Got me standing on this stage, spilling pain to y'all niggas. It's TwanRap, let's get it. Once again, I'm TwanRap the Mummy, and this is More Life and Lyrics.
Cool. Awesome.